Hello, everybody. I'm Don Hammock, Sports Information Director at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Bulldog Blitz. It's a happy one. Gulf Coast 45, East Mississippi 24 here in Scuba. Bulldogs punch their ticket to the MACCC championship game next week in Senatobia. We're going to talk with head coach Jack Wright, linebacker Taurean Davis, and wide receiver Tyler Henderson while we take a look at some highlights. Just one segment this week, but it's a lot of fun. Stick around. Here on the field with head coach Jack Wright. Jack, nothing sweeter than winning here in Scuba. What does that mean for y'all?
It means we're going to the championship. We're excited about it. We feel like we belong there. Feel like we've got a championship caliber club. I know we'll face somebody else. I think Northwest is also, that same caliber team. So it'll be a great game.
Your offense played well, defense played well, but let's talk about one play that I think really kind of turned the game around, the blocked field goal. Was that something y'all thought might happen today?
We try to block every field goal, Don. I mean, that wasn't anything unusual that we called. I think 9-volt Lazarick got through there, made a great play, laid out, just unbelievable effort. We teach that every day, but we hadn't gotten one all year. Got that one at a key moment, and then we watched the ball bobble for about 60 yards there before Tootle finally got his hands on it and got it down to the 1 yard line.
Yeah, that was a big turnaround. I think they were to get back to within 7, and instead you guys punch it in and are up 17. So that's a huge momentum play.
Games we talked about last week, going into halftime, coming out of halftime, there's usually a pivotal play. Last week it was right before halftime. This week was right after halftime. So that typically is going to play a big part in a game like this, is some kind of play in the middle right there.
Yeah, and you talked about when we talked the preview stuff about big plays determining this, and that was certainly the case.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's talk about the defense. They gave up some yards, but they seemed to get a lot better in the red zone. When the field got tight, they were a lot better and were able to keep them out of the end zone.
The thing that stands out to me, Don, is I think our defense played great all night. You've got to give number 13 for East Mississippi a lot of credit. He is dynamic with the ball in his hands. How many times today did we see on third, on third, 7, 8, 9, even less maybe, that he was able to buy a moment and make another play and get him a first down. I mean, that quarterback's really special. We hung in there, the first half, but I think our defense played great. I think their quarterback played great. That's why they're able to move football.
I don't have his final stats. I know he was 13 to 16 in the first half. He just always seemed to be able to snake out of the way and make some plays.
It's not the passing numbers, it's the extended plays. That's really what stands out to me. And at this time of year, you're probably going to play a quarterback that can do that.
And then they also got a big turnover for you, too, there in the first half. After y'all had turned it over, they were able to generate a turnover that kept East Mississippi from getting on a roll.
It did. Yeah, I mean, they got down there close, and the ball popped out. Again, we just hung in tough. I mean, there is no easy game. There's no easy side of the ball this time of year. You got to hang tough. You're going to play a great quarterback. You're going to play a great running back. That's what they have, and that was a very timely play there in the first half.
Now we'll talk about the offense. Let's talk about the running game. 2 100-yard rushers. Allen and Elijah both had 100 yards. I mean, that's an awesome performance.
Awesome performance by the offensive line. Anytime 2 guys can do that tells you what's going on up there. We trust both those running backs. Both of them have really finished the season strong here. We're going to have to ride them, even next week. And I just want to watch the film, kind of see the blocking. That's the fun part for me, is kind of see how it happened and how it opened up inside.
Yeah, I know you'll be back tonight before you go home watching the game in about 20 minutes. You fast forward everything, and it's amazing all the stuff you see that nobody else can see. But I thought Landon played well too. I think he finished 23 of 30, had 4 touchdown passes. What'd you see in your passing game?
I know we had 2 interceptions, but other than that, very efficient. just making a lot of right decisions. Our receivers sometimes make it easy on him. They make plays. That obviously happened tonight. Antoine and Tyler, I think, both had a couple touchdowns, so they're able to do some things on their own. But he gets the ball to them quick. He gets the ball to them, right in the face when they need it. There's no question. He's the leader of our offense. He's the thing he's the trigger that pulls the gun. So he's been that way for 2 years. Not surprised by anything he did good tonight.
You mentioned Antoine Mays. He really stepped up and got you a couple touchdowns. He had the first touchdown, and then was just a difference maker tonight.
Antoine had 2 big touchdowns, a couple of broken tackles in open field. He's had a really solid year all year. We have to have somebody other than Tyler make plays. He did that, and just very proud for him. He comes to work every day. Great blocker on the perimeter too. So just glad he was able to get in the end zone.
Tyler, I think it's about 350 yards, 320 yards of receiving yards in the 2 games against East Mississippi. I mean, he's just Tyler.
He's good. He's a good player, very athletic. Thing about Tyler, obviously he's fast. Obviously he can break tackles. But to me, the unique trait that he has that kind of separates him from other good receivers is his ability to track the ball in the air and change, where his body is really late as the ball's arriving. Just an incredible job of doing that over the last 2 years. He scored his very first touchdown here as a freshman right down in that end zone at East. And he went up, looked like he climbed a ladder to go get it. But just a very naturally athletic kid. And the other thing about him is he comes to work really, really hard. He's not just a guy that's just born as an athlete. He really works on his craft, and it's paying off.
Yeah, and I talked with him about it here in the interview that everybody will see next. On that long touchdown pass, he kind of threw his shoulder into the DB to generate a couple yards of separation on the back end of that. It's one of those things that you don't necessarily see all the time, if you're just watching the game live, but he does a great job in that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
You already mentioned we got a road trip to Senatobia. What are y'all going to be working on this week, getting ready for that?
I think it's unfair to ask me right now. Give me a couple of days, Monday or Tuesday. I'll figure it out. At least give me 3 hours on this bus ride to smile and enjoy this big one. Obviously the job's not done, and we got a big week next week. We know we're going to play a high-quality opponent at their place, so we got to work it out for us.
Yeah, we went up there last year, lost in the semifinals, be a chance for a little revenge, but most of all, it's just a chance to win a ring.
I said this last week, Don. Every week feels like the playoffs in the South. Every week. This was a big win, no question, but I look back on the other 8 wins that we've had, and you're just trying to survive and get to the next one.
And I know you're also smiling because you get to spend another week with these guys. You talked about that last week, how now you get to spend another week with them. So enjoy it this week.
Thank you, Don.
Here on the field with Taurean Davis, the sophomore linebacker captain from Quitman County. Taurean, a huge win up here at Scuba.
Yes, sir.
It always feels good to win up here. What did today mean for y'all?
It meant a lot. It gave us an opportunity to go fight for what we need, fight for what we deserve. We got to go up there. We got to take it from whoever, whenever, wherever.
You're holding something in your hand. What's that?
This is the spike that they used to kill lions with. They have one brave guy go find a lion, back him into a corner, stick it in his mouth, and the troops rally up and come kill the lion.
That was a mentality today?
Yes, sir.
You guys, you gave up some yardage, but you got really good in the red zone. What was the key for that?
The key was just start playing faster. We took the cushion off, we took off the brakes, we took off the airbag, and we went full speed.
You guys were able to get a big turnover there
sir.
In the first quarter, that first half that meant a lot. How important is it for y'all to generate turnovers?
It's extremely important for us to generate turnovers. We need turnovers to help the offense keep their morale up. We have to give them the ball back as much as we can because that's what every other team is game planning against. They're trying to hold the ball from our offense because they know how powerful they are.
Talk about our offense. 2 100-yard rushers, Elijah and Allen both had 100 yards. Ty is almost 150 yards passing or receiving. We talk about them all the time. What do you guys see them every day in practice?
Yes,
what do you see?
We see them every day. We see everything that everybody else sees. They're the same person in practice that they are during the game, and that's what we preach. We preach practice how you play.
You guys get to play for a ring next week. What's that going to mean for you?
It's going to mean everything. We got to give it all we got.
What do you know about Northwest at this point?
We'll get to that point when we get there.
All right. Congratulations, Taurean.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Here on the field with everything, wide receiver Tyler Henderson from Vicksburg. Tyler, what does this win mean for y'all? 3-touchdown win here in Scuba.
It means a lot. far as like a team-wise, I think we came far as a team. You know, we took the L to Coland, we bounced back, and now we're going to state championship next week.
You've played well in the 2 games against East Mississippi. You had 9 catches, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns. Your second touchdown really kind of put the game away. Describe what happened on that play.
We actually went 12 personnel, so they had me in the slot. So it's my first time ever being in the slot as far as here go coach. So they had me on the slot on the free safety, so I just took a one-on-one with him. So it was a touchdown.
Looked like you created yourself a little space right there at the end, a little bump to the DB, and created you some more room.
Yes, sir.
You guys were really balanced today. You wind up with 200-yard rushers. Elijah and Allen both had 100 yards rushing.
Nice.
Did y'all feel like things were going to work this week?
Yes, sir. You know, we basically had the same game plan as far as coming to every game. Do we do best? Shout out to the Trench boys. You know, without them, it wouldn't ever happen. Shout out to Lando. He the head of Snake. So I think we just come out here, play our game, and the score we just tell.
Let me talk about get you to talk about your running mate, Antoine Mays. He had a couple touchdowns as well, 2 big ones. What do you see when you look at Antoine?
He stepped up today with the losses. You know, Beverly wasn't here today. Twan really stepped up with 2 of them today. 2 nice touchdowns. He scored the first touchdown of the game was Twan. And he had another one too, was I blocked. So, man, Twan, we had a pretty nice relationship as far as today. I think today was probably our best day as far as me and him talking to each other and just connecting with each other.
You know, the Regulators, they gave up some yards, but they seem to be really good in the red zone. What'd you see from your defense?
Shout out to the defense of Taurean and JB. They're nice team captains. Defense just listen to everything they say. They're real nice ball players as far as Nine-Boat, Eli, the young guys making big plays. I love when the young guys make big plays. So it make it easier on the older guys. It's just great. It's just great to have a nice defense like that.
Next week you get to play for a ring. What's it going to mean to play for a championship?
It's going to feel great. It's my first state championship, playing state championship as far as football-wise. So I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a great one.
What do y'all know anything about Northwest at this point?
No, sir, but we're going to get on that probably tonight or tomorrow.
All right, congratulations, Ty.
All right, thank you.
Caleb Arterberry was the Ely Guild Hardy player of the game against East Mississippi with 12 tackles, including a sack. At Ely Guild Hardy, we create designs that stand the test of time. View our work at ElyGuildHardy.com. Cruz Johnson had the J.W. Puckett Construction big hit of the game on special teams against East Mississippi. J.W. Puckett Construction are pioneers of construction excellence with a legacy dating back to 1969. Go to jwpuckettconstruction.com. That's it for Bulldog Blitz this week. We'll see you next week from Senatobia.